once again. My name is Tosin Opeoluwa, and I am a transformational coach. In this video, I'm going to be talking about, remember in the previous video where I answered the question about my 9 years engagement, you can check the video in the link somewhere or in the description box. I'm going to be talking basically on the 24% of the people who said they are having financial struggles in their relationship. At one point or the other, people, a lot of us, have, our financial issues in our relationship due to one thing or the other. But I'm just going to be giving us a clear explanation of what we can do to come out of the situation and how we actually got into the situation. Don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, because we're releasing some great content that will benefit and transform your marriage this season. All right. And then don't forget to like and share with someone who can benefit from this video. Okay, now let's start from here. How did we get into financial issues in our marriage in the first place? Remember, marriage is a responsibility. And one of the things I see, if you there's a video I have, I'll put it in the link somewhere here, about how I did not prepare for marriage. I was engaged for 9 years and I never prepared for marriage. I remember my engagement and my wedding was just one day. And imagine 11 years ago, I used a shoe of 25,000 naira each. So I used a 50,000 naira shoe for one day wedding. And I got pregnant maybe 6 months or so after, or 4 months or so after our wedding. And I couldn't wear those shoes again. They ended up in the dustbin. So what are we talking about? So financial understanding is very, very important. Marriage is an holistic thing. Like Babcock will say, they give you holistic education. So when it comes to marriage too, there's a need for us to have holistic education. And that's what we are doing at Family Life Builders TV. Holistic education means when you are going into marriage, you are emotionally ready, you are physically ready, you are spiritually ready, you are financially ready, and what other thing? Educationally ready. So if you're not ready for marriage in all ramifications, at least basics, don't go into marriage. Marriage is demanding. Marriage is a responsibility. If you are not okay by being yourself or being by yourself, don't bother to attach yourself to another person, because both of you are going to really, really complicate things and make life difficult for one another. I can tell you that. And if there's any stress in any marriage, if you remove money from stress in marriage, every other thing is minimal, I tell you. Because even if you have issue with getting pregnant, if you have money for IVF, you go for it. If IVF fail, if you have money and the foster system knows that you have enough to nurture and take care of your child, they'll give you children. In Nigeria, they call it motherless baby. They will give you baby. In America, is a foster care. I mean, children are waiting for adoption every time. They send me emails. Kids are waiting for adoption. Lovely children. They are waiting for adoption. So if you have the wherewithal, you will get children. So when, things that you cannot use money to buy are in place in your life, and things that you want to use money to buy can really stress you. they can really, really stress you. So I will start this way. Before you go into that relationship, before you go into that marriage, do your calculation, like pure calculation. So, one of the things that my husband told me, I remember, was that we should wait before we have a baby. He was telling me one excuse, but deep within me, I know that was not the issue. For me, the issue was I was 29. Once the more you're getting older, not only does the chance of getting pregnant become more stressful, because your body now, I know what I went through when I got pregnant. I was sick almost all through the pregnancy. Because why? I wasn't younger. If I was pregnant at 23, it was different when I was pregnant at 29 going to 30. The time I had my baby, I was 30. So the strength is different. Everything is different about you when it comes to that. But my husband was suggesting that we still hold on and not have a baby. Um, he was pretty much older than I do. I was 30 and we should still wait. Well, I wasn't going to comply with that. I don't want to wait so that we walk. And then someone met me somewhere at Aleshle Market, and the woman saw me and said, look, don't wait not to have a child simply because you're looking for money, because money will come, and what money cannot buy might not be able to come. Then you start using that money to look for what money cannot buy. So I really listened to the woman. She's a very big caterer in Nigeria, and I listened to her, and she really said the truth. So what am I saying? Figure it out. Don't use one to delay one. So the first thing, the first and the first of the first, if there's anything like that, is for you to please, please, and please have a job. Have a steady source of income. Number one. Number two, have savings. Have savings that can take care of you at least for the first 6 months of your marriage while you are trying to settle down. It's very, very essential. When money is out of the way, your stress is reduced. Remember what I said. Marriage is a responsibility. So if a man is not ready to be responsible, if a woman is not ready to be responsible, don't go into marriage. Responsibility simply means ability to respond. Ability to respond emotionally, ability to respond spiritually, ability to respond physically. I think I have a video where I talk about responsibility. If I have the script. If I haven't made the video, I'm going to make the video. Responsibility is a whole story, is a whole video on its own. Because when you have financial stress, it's difficult for you to respond even spiritually. It's difficult for you to respond emotionally. Because why? Something just tie you down. You feel unfulfilled, and everything around you seems it will look like the whole world is crashing on you. Yes, it's okay to love one another. You eat your stew without meat. You sit on the floor without chair. You are happy. Trust me. You might be happy, but if that goes for a longer time than expected, you won't be happy. That's the truth. Um, Money does not buy happiness, money buy experience. But when the money is not there, you will really know what we're talking about. And you don't want to stress yourself unnecessarily. I'm sure those who are giving that response, they know what they are talking about, and I know that they are looking for a way out of it. So I'm telling you, what really cost it is going into the marriage unprepared financially. That's number one. Number two, maybe something happened, and took away, the job of the spouse, or either of the spouse lost their job due to one thing or the other, or they lost their source of income due to one thing or the other. So what can we do now? Let's assume there's now financial situations and all that. Let's assume, what can we now do? The number one thing that I would say is the spiritual controls the physical. The spiritual controls the physical. Reverend Biodun Fatoyibo of Koza, a lot of people speak, say so many things about them, but they were not, when they started, they were not rich. So it wasn't as if they just, started and then they just became rich just like that. Then I had the testimony of his wife, and I kept it to heart. That was before I got married. His wife said there will be no food in the house, and she will go to the kitchen and lay hands on the containers and pray that the Lord will fill those containers. Did you see that? So what am I saying? You need to get rid of all the negative energy around you and put on your spirituality cap. So what do I mean by negative energy? I'm trying to wear my reading glasses so that I'll be able to see my notes clearly. All right. So getting rid of the negative energy will mean you guys should just stop fighting. When there's no money, you have the tendency to fight, but you need to stop fighting. Number one reason is because God does not stay where there is all manner of evil. There's a scripture that says that, where there are all manner of evil, there will be all kinds of things that will be present in such a place. And where there is a carcass, eagles will gather. So where there are all manner of evil speaking, war in your house, angels will not be there, and it will not, you won't attract good things to your life. Anger, stress, and all that, they build negative energy. In fact, for some people, these are some of the reasons why some things just skip you, because why? There's a negative energy around your house. So get rid of those negative energy. I think I have a video on conflict resolution. Learn how to manage your conflict, and it takes two to tango. One person might know how to manage conflicts. What if the other person is not willing to? Two of you must be willing to learn how to manage conflicts in your home. So when I talk about transformation, it's not about one person. The two of you in the relationship really needs to be ready for this change. So you must agree to do what? To change the energy in your home. Now, the next thing you need to do is to get rid of your financial stressor. Some people, that what you can afford, you can't afford gold. If what you can afford is silver or white, or maybe silver, let's say if silver is what you can afford, use it. Whatever you can afford, you must learn to accept yourself. You must learn to love yourself. When you love yourself, whatever you wear will fit you, because beauty comes from within. And you should stop comparing yourself with another family, or stop comparing your spouse with another person. Because if you don't, you will want to do beyond your capacity. And if you try to do something that is beyond your capacity, it's going to stress you. So get rid of stressor by cutting your coat. My mother will say, cut your coat according to your size. No, right now is cut your coat according to your cloth. So if your cloth is 1 yard, cut it according to that 1 yard. If your cloth is 2 yards, cut it according to 2 yards. If your cloth is 3 yards, cut that. So do accordingly. Don't go beyond your capacity. Let me give you another example. When we were going to get married, my husband is from Ogun State, just like me. And you know, Ogun State people, we like party. So, and when it's time for the party, they will pick clothes. So my husband said, well, as we're getting married, one of the rule is we don't do uniform. So when people are getting married and they bring clothes and say, this is the clothes that we are using for our party, or yeah, your own is 2000, my husband will say, we don't buy. So me too, I'll say, we don't buy, because we already agree that we will not buy whatever is beyond us. So that's another stressor that you have removed. If you have a family meeting or anything that will, bring you unnecessary stress when you attend, simply because you have not changed your car, you have not changed your clothes, stop attending. It's not by force. If the church you are attending or the mosque you are attending, they are using clothes, I don't think mosque do that a lot. But I know a number of church do that you have cause to wear new clothes every time to church. If that's your stress, stop going to such church. Attend to a place, go to a place. Of course, that's your personal issue though, because those who are wearing clothes, their own should not bother you. But if it's bothering you and it's going to be causing stress in your life and make you to do beyond your capacity, please stop going there. Reduce the stressor. Another thing, stop complaining. Instead of complaining, do affirmation. See, I have affirmation all around me. All around me. Affirmation about virtually everything. Write what you want and speak what you want into your life. Words are power. They produce effects. I know that. I can say it again. Words produce effects. You are the product of your words. And it's your thoughts that produce your word. So if the thought you're producing is negative, you keep producing negative word. So if you don't get rid of those stressors, things will not change financially in your relationship. So get rid of those stressor. Another thing that you need to do to get rid of the stressor is to treat your spouse well. Especially men, treat your wife well. If you treat your wife well, their spirit will pray for you. And when their spirit will pray for you, trust me, if a woman back you up, nothing will stop you from succeeding. And if a woman turn her back from you, you're on your own, oh, you will struggle. Honestly, you will struggle. So it's very, very essential for you to treat your wife like a queen. Few men knew this. I've had opportunity to work with successful men, and things that are common to all of them is good character. They treat people well. They treat everyone with fairness. This is very, very crucial. When you treat people with fairness, their spirits pray for you. So treat your wife well. Treat your husband well. It's very essential. And the next thing is you need to have a plan. Now sit down and plan. We need to walk out of this. Okay, we are in this together. We have to walk out of this. How do we do it? Okay, so the next thing I want to pray. God, what do I do next? If you don't believe in prayer, sit down. What can you do? What do you have the capacity? Start with what you have from where you are. All those clothes that you have that you're not wearing, put them on some of these apps. One of them is Offer Up. Put them on Offer Up. One of them is Facebook Market. Put them in Facebook Market. Sell them. Those shoes, sell them. There was a time I cut my hair. I went on low cuts. Because we just got married, things are not really going well. I was having a baby. So, and I wasn't working. It was my husband alone that was working at that time. Because I had baby in my hand. I couldn't go out to work. I don't have a full-time job. It's a business I was doing after my NYSC. So I I just reduce anything that could cause stress. So we sit down and plan. What can I do? After 6 months of having Esther in my hand, one day I back my baby. My landlady, the woman, she's a very wonderful woman. The woman told me something. She said, Tosin, stop pitying yourself. Forget about where you're coming from. Forget about your family. Forget and stand on your own. Be on your own and think about what you can do for yourself. So immediately I just remember all those skills that I've learned. I just started putting them into practice. I wrote a proposal. I took it out. I took Esther to my mother-in-law, dropped Esther with my mother-in-law. I was going from one school to another. And I was giving them my proposal. That very day, 2 schools asked me to come and start training their kids. And after that time, more schools were calling me. What can you do? Start with, nobody is empty. I tell you, it's because you are stressed, so you can't think. One of the reasons why great men avoid conflict in their relationship, and why most successful men, about 80% of them right now, they don't have wives in their home. It's because many of them, they run from stress, because stress will not make you think. And if you don't think, you can't grow rich. That's where the problem is. So there's a need for you to really, really, really understand this. Please, you have something in you that you can offer to your world that could change things, that could turn things around. Do you know that for a long time I was looking for somebody that would manage our social media? My sister's channel also. We were looking for someone to manage the social media too. We were looking for intern. We were ready to pay. We were not looking for free, but we couldn't find. But you were there. You sit down. You were scrolling through Instagram for free every day. You know, you can reach out to big organizations. Tell them what you can do. Send out your CV. Unsolicited, send it out. If you send 1,000 CV out, 100 will come back to you, or 10 will come back to you. So think about it. And I think the next thing I want to talk about is if you have debts, I have a plan of paying the debt. My brother used to say something. He said, even Nigeria is owing, even America is owing. So for one reason or the other, everybody is owing, So just make sure that when you are owing, is for an asset. Don't let it be for liability. People have told me to go and get another phone for a long time, but I'm not just comfortable about, getting a phone and start paying. I'm not just, I prefer to have what I need and just go grab what I want, at a time. And I know that even for me, my phone is still not a liability, is an asset in a way, because I use it to post videos and all that. But then what am I saying? What I'm saying is live within your budget. Live within your means. If you have debts already, don't accumulate more debts. So when you are owing, know that you are owing for an asset, not for liability. That's very, very essential. And then the next thing is ask for help. You see, one of the things that I don't know how to do, I posted it in our YouTube community sometimes ago, that what is one thing that is, difficult for you to do? And, one of them was asking for help. And it's not out of pride. It's because when we were young, my mom said something. I'm this child. I'm a very obedient child. Naturally, I'm a very obedient child. And apart from that, I'm also a pleaser as a child, because my mom transfers aggression because she's stressed as a single mom. So I always try to do everything to please her. And that's why it looks like when I'm doing my best, although now I don't please people anymore, but naturally I am somebody that will do everything to sacrifice for you, especially to people that are closer to me. And sacrifice means sometimes what I'm doing is not convenient for me, but when I see that it's needful, I'll still do it for you. So please, it's just essential that we learn to ask for help. My mom will say, you can walk. So, and you don't ask anybody for things because they can take advantage of you. So I took that to heart as an obedient child. And even when I need help, I find it difficult to ask people for help. And that took a toll on me, one way or the other. Not until I grew older and actually got into a mental health profession, and I really understand the effects of this. If you need help, please do ask for help. People can only say no. If 10 people say no, one person will say yes. So keep asking, keep knocking. Even God said you should keep asking till your joy is full. And I think that's the last thing that I would like to say is you ask God to show you what to do. Sometimes what you need to do is in your house, is in your hand, is around you, is everywhere. What you need to do is everywhere. All you just have to do is to get the direction clear. I've seen situation where I just pray and God led me to read a book. I've seen a situation whereby I just pray and God led me to connect with someone on LinkedIn, and like that I'll just meet people, and somehow things just started coming together because you have prayed and commit everything to God. So the people you need to fulfill that purpose will begin to surface, and then solution will spring forth from there. But remember, if there's anything you want to go with to at this hour from this video, is number one, remove negative energy. Stop fighting in your relationship as much as you can. If the other person is trying to prove stubborn, you try to cool things. It does not mean you shouldn't still speak your mind, but speaking your mind, does it bring solution? Make sure what you are saying brings solution, and speak the language that the other person understand. Remove every stressor. Don't do beyond what you can do, and then make sure that you ask God for direction, for help. Start from where you are with what you have, and you will realize that before you know it, there will be a turnaround. Thank you so much for watching. See, like, come your way again. Keep becoming a better you, because things actually